You guys, guess who locked in their apartment and is moving to Kansas City? Your favorite. I can't wait. I'm so excited. I am a severely type A personality. So I'm genuinely like I'm finding inner demons to not immediately go get the Home Depot boxes and start like pre-packing. I'm not moving until July. The urge of like, get prepared, organize now, do it is killing me right now. That's not what we're talking about today. Hi everyone, it's Isabella here and welcome back to the channel. So today's video, we are talking about something that is pretty serious and it's kind of connected to a topic that I made in the previous video. So at the beginning of this week, I was talking about child influencers and how there is a group of moms who are coming together and creating a child content house with content creators who are very, very little girls as young as 8 years old, making content for apparently young girls. I don't believe that at all, but okay. That's what I was falling into. And then I was talking to my mom last night on the phone. You know, we usually do our little chit chats and catch ups. And my mom was like, hey, speaking of this video, have you talked about or seen anything about this content creator by the name of Piper Rockelle? And I was like, no, I actually haven't. I actually had my comments flooded of the previous video talking about a Netflix documentary, a young content creator by the name of Piper. And I was actually very unfamiliar with this. I had only seen a few things highlighting it. So I was scrolling on the phone with my mom, just kind of looking through who this person was. And I just got like nauseous going through it all. I was like, this is public? Like if you guys thought the child content creator house was bad, this is going to be bad. So buckle up. Some of y'all are not going to be able to get through this video because it's going to be really triggering. I do believe this is child exploitation. I do believe this is trying to groom this child into doing a lot of shit that she should not be doing. This is sick. And I am actually planning on making a deep dive 100% on this. The second I saw this and locked in, I was like, yep, I'm totally doing it. Just from what I'm seeing on the surface, I wanted to show you guys and kind of put this out there. Like, this is bad. This is really bad. So before you hop into today's video, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, and click the bell button down below so you'll be notified of every single video I post. My second channel with my podcast and other lifestyle content is also there, along with my TikTok and Instagram if you guys want to hang out with me more. And now, yep, let's get into it. Real quickly though, I do want to take a moment to thank the sponsor of today's video. Let's talk about Raycon. Headphones are a major aspect for many of us for our everyday life. I know for me, I use them all the time. I would love to introduce you to a pair that I have been absolutely in love with, which is the Everyday Earbuds by Raycon. I am editing all the time, so I love having earbuds that fit really comfortably in my ears. I will work out every single day, and then also I like wearing headphones to listen to a podcast or something as I'm folding that big heap of laundry that I completely neglected for the entire week. I specifically love these because they have active noise cancellation, which is phenomenal, so I can have really good audio. Also, when it comes to earbuds, sometimes they can be really, really uncomfortable. I will wear these for several hours, and I'm telling you guys, they're comfortable and they look good. Look. Right? They're so cute. And the battery life, 32 hours of charge with the case. If you are someone like me who does accidentally forget to charge your headphones and you want to grab them for the gym and you're like, oh, the battery's dead, plug them in for 10 minutes, you get 90 minutes of charge after that. One other bonus detail that I love, these headphones can connect to 2 different devices at the same time. So if I'm working on one device and another, I can hear it all. You can also get cases to put on yours. I have this one with a marble case on it. It's cute. If you want to add a little something to your case and spice it up, then there you go. So if you guys are looking for earbuds that actually keep up with you and your lifestyle, all you have to do is either scan the QR code on the screen or go to the link in the description below or pin comment to get 20% off of your purchase. Thank you so much to Raycon for sponsoring today's video and giving me some amazing earbuds. And now let's get into it. All right, so who is Piper? A lot of you guys maybe do know or don't know, but Piper is a 17-year-old content creator. Now, I'm gonna full transparency here. In all seriousness and realness, I started making content at 17. Now, was it me looking goofy as with the 2016 brows and making makeup tutorials in my bedroom? Yeah, that was pretty mild though. I'm gonna tell you though, right now, I never am gonna recommend a teenager, a young kid to get overly involved in content. I understand the appeal, but due to the fact that some of these kids are just so young, you don't know what you're getting yourself into. And I am so grateful that I never popped off or grew when I was that young, because I do think that would have negatively impacted my life and would have caused a lot of issues. But I, as someone who wanted to do that and utilized it as a way of becoming more confident, putting myself out there and using it for a way that helped me, I understand the appeal of why a teenager would do it. Except for this isn't just any teenager that just started up. This is a child that has been doing this for years, but the problem is I don't think she's been doing this by herself. I was scrolling down as I was on the phone with my mom last night, just going and seeing, and I was going back to when she was like 13, almost 12 in some of these photos, and I was appalled. She has content that is all over the place. case. And she's also known for apparently being mentioned and involved when it comes to a documentary on Netflix. So if you want to get a little description of what this actual docuseries was, it was called Bad Influence, which spotlights the group of child influencers whose viral videos hid a shocking reality. So this is where Piper is connected into this and some controversy, and I think why a lot of people are talking about her right now. It's known as the Squad. There was a group of child content creators who were surrounded by a social media phenomenon named Piper Rockelle, who popped off and just massed like millions of followers. Like she, I think, has like 16 million on TikTok, millions on Instagram, like a mass amount of followers that are crazy for a teenager. Anyways, introducing Piper's momager, Tiffany Smith. Tiffany allegedly was someone who had a big hand in everything, creating content with her child and having a hand in the Squad, which was other child influencers. They would collaborate together. They would make a lot of content together. And then unfortunately, there was something that happened where there was a lot of allegations thrown out against Tiffany for being a fucking weirdo, to put that in better terms, a creep, a disgusting piece of shit, exploiting her child and other children for financial gain, which in this topic, are we surprised? Not even remotely. The kinds of content that we would see would be like pranks, skits, just that kind of stuff that's almost like, the best way I could say it is like the cringy YouTube shit and the bad vines, not the good vines. Okay, y'all know what I'm talking about, that good vine shit. Okay, the bad stuff that was just kind of like, ugh, okay, kind of weird, kind of cringy, but it would either be rage bait or just funny for young kids who did have a phone at that time, or, you know, adults that were engaged in it think, oh, it's kids being silly, except for we didn't realize the severe implications that this would actually have on their lives. Piper started filming videos like as young as 9 years old. Crazy. And the fact that there was so much money rolling in, I absolutely think influenced her mother. Now, what I want to be highlighting today is some of the content that she has been posting up in the past several years and showing you how bad this is. Like I'm just so shocked because I did not think this kind of stuff would ever be public. Usually when I think of content creators that are children, this stuff is subtle. It's there, yes, but it's more subtle. These parents are evil, but smarter around how they are exploiting their kids. I hate it, but at least with the content creator house, that was the sweet sisterhood we talked about. It was more about like, oh, girlhood and positivity and get ready with me's and at least more chill things. But I feel like this, in my opinion, is so heavily catered to child predators. Like, it's bad. So I want to take a scroll through some of the stuff that I have saved here. And I want to go through her Instagram first off. I am going to try and blur out a lot. I know millions of people have seen this stuff. I'm aware, but I just don't feel comfortable. I'm going to do the best that I can. And that is all I'm going to say on that. So first thing I want to show that really bothered me, the fact that, 17 here, my top 3 glute makers. So, as gym girly, working out, building an ass, duh, I am doing that as well. It looks like an ad for a calorie tracking app. What the is a 17-year-old doing promoting a calorie tracking app? There's no need. And again, this is coming from somebody who used to want to use those in that very, very unhealthy way, not in a way that was healthy for me. So if I was one of those teenagers, I'm sure there are many teenagers out there who think that same way. Just from the beginning of these posts alone, this is alarming. I don't think a child should ever be collaborating with a calorie tracking app. And all I'm going to say is shame on you, Calorie AI. Like, you are a sick company if you actually think that this is a good idea to be collaborating with a child. You're disgusting. There's a lot of content where she will post up about her boyfriend and she will share bikini photos. She will talk about brand deals. She will be dancing. And here's the thing. I know children are going to be children and post up and have fun. And I get that. I used to be the type of girl that I would be listening to S&M by Rihanna. I would talk with my girlfriends about boys and dating and things that I thought of. Like, I understand that. I have a problem with the fact that this is broadcasted for millions of people to see. I should not have any clue about all of these details about you. I'm already pissed off at the Facebook moms who share way too much information about their child. I don't need to know about every new boyfriend this girl has to millions of people. I should not be seeing tons of bikini photos of a teenager that is very obviously catered to a specific demographic of people. And y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. There's a difference between a teenager posting up bikini photos and having fun at the beach. This feels different, okay? And I think you guys know what I'm talking about here. This doesn't feel like this is for a kid experiencing and enjoying life. This feels like this is done with a very specific purpose in mind. I have that opinion because of how much her mom was accused of. I can't wait to dive into that. Yeah, I totally believe that this shit she was groomed into doing. I'm just going to show you some of the more recent content, and then I'm actually going to show you some of the older stuff so you know what I'm talking about. But this is just, every time I see this, I think of the younger me. She's a baby. The fact that she's racked up millions of followers, we really have some sick ass people in this world. Kids should be able to be kids and just exist. Here's another Instagram post that I want to show you. I have it very, very blurred, okay? It's a bikini photo. And the comments are, there is no way this poor child is not heading toward a mental breakdown when she gets older. Another one says, so saddening. Why do parents do this to their kids? Another one says, how we let a minor do all of this? Exactly, because these parents are so and money hungry, in my opinion, that they will do anything. And I know that allegedly her mother, Tiffany, has stepped back away from the light and is not being momager anymore. Bullshit. When you come from money that is that big, where allegedly she was pulling in like $500,000 a month, I do not believe that. This is another post also, and these two teenagers are laying up on like an ottoman or something and looking up. Now, the way that they're posing, again, the comments are, these are children, by the way. Another one says, I hope when she turns 18, she releases a whole bunch of truth and not an OnlyFans, which that has been another concern people have had about Piper. Her pipeline slowly leading into becoming a sex worker. Now, this is a topic I've always wanted to discuss as well, jumping into sex work and this delusion of becoming a rich OnlyFans model. That is going to be for another day, but continuing on, this video, born to be a cowgirl, forced to be a bop. If you don't know what that term is, I swear it's like every 5 years, there's like a group of men that are like, what's a new way we can call a woman a whore? So bop is essentially trying to do that. I don't know why. It's stupid. It's weird, but this is her post, born to be a cowboy, forced to be a bop. Where are your parents? A 17-year-old should not be calling herself that. Now, I don't even think as a joke. Like this, I've put full blame on the parents. She is a victim. She has been groomed, in my opinion, to think that this is normal and a great way to act on social media. And that is devastating. But I also think that this is so sad too, because I am sure out of the millions of people that follow her, there are a certain amount of children there. And I do think young children, teenagers are going to think that this is funny and normal. And this kind of shit, in just like the Sweet Sisterhood account, is going to shape how teenagers perceive themselves and how they think it's normal. It is not normal, by the way, for a teenager to have 16 million followers on TikTok. So the average everyday person is going to need to go to school, go to a job. That is not shit that you want to have popping up later on. This one pissed me off. So she was invited to the Bop House, it looks like. Now, the Bop House is a content creator house for sex workers. I will never shit on sex workers, by the way. I'm never going to be that type of person. We can talk about negatives of the industry, but shit on sex workers is not a good idea. I don't like that, okay? Bop House, it looks like, invited Piper, and Piper came over. I am not a fan of that dynamic. I think it's almost really leaning too much into, oh, it's normal that she's here. She's a 17-year-old. I don't like the idea that she's just collaborating with the Bop House, even for a TikTok alone. I'm not the biggest fan of that. We already are witnessing, in my opinion, child exploitation on her content for years. I think the last thing that she needs to be is have any idea that that is the next route that she needs to take. So I wasn't exactly a fan of other content creators that were adults saying, yeah, come on over. Like, no. Now, another one, me falling for him because he's a bop like me. I think this poor girl is going to have such a severe identity crisis, and this is going to go one of two ways. She's going to go down a really, really bad path because she doesn't know any better and thinks that that's the best decision and what the internet expects of her, because she probably has some really unhealthy emotional ties to validation through social media. I do not blame her. She has been unfortunately put in that position. Or two, either way she's traumatized, but she's going to have this horrendously unsettling recognition when she gets older of holy this was wrong. And I think there's going to be a lot of embarrassment. I think this is going to negatively impact her no matter what. It's she's going to suffer in silence or suffer outwardly, and it's going to still hurt regardless. No teenager should be posting up content like this. This is another TikTok.
I've been in a lot of relationships before, and I want to make sure that this one isn't toxic. And this is the next candidate trying to be my boyfriend. Let's start off and see if he's following any of my ops, because like that's not okay. All right, I think we should go to recently followed. Yeah, why is Sparky Hill up in here? 5 minutes ago? You were at my house 5 minutes ago! Red flag number one.
No, I can explain.
So it says if you recently unfollowed, it's Sparky Hill because I just unfollowed her. Hope you don't mind. See if you follow any of my ops, because if you are, I'm sorry, unfortunately it's gonna be, oh, no way you follow my ex. No way you follow, that's like the biggest op out there! This is like might be like a toxic relationship. Like it's already not good.
You're talking about toxic relationship and you're throwing all this shit on me. Why don't I use this app for you?
How are people engaging with this shit? How are people thinking that this is actually normal content? This is not okay. Why is it kids are talking about this stuff? The fact that we have brands who are further enabling this by paying to partner with a teenager. Oh my God, this is weird. Another one, my childhood stuffed animal when he's had enough of me being a bop. Where the is the supervisor on this shit? Oh, filming the content, I'm sure.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Can't a man get one minute apiece?
This is just devastating. Oh my God. She is completely missed out on her childhood. I want to scroll as far back as I can on Piper's social media, and I want to show you guys this kind of stuff. And mind you, just a quick brief look, her videos on TikTok will rack up multiple millions of views. Do you think it's all kids that are consuming and having fun with this? No, not remotely. This poor girl is such a victim. Oh my God. Another thing that I noticed on Piper's content that really, really disturbed me was the kissing content. There's a lot of content that pops up, especially when we scroll back, of her with boys, photos of her kissing them, videos of that. Now, again, kids are going to just be kids. They're going to experiment. They're going to grow up. I get that. There's nothing you could do about that. Why are we seeing it though? This kid doesn't even get to learn about herself in the privacy and comfort of her own home. I do not think she was even allowed to be able to be a child and be thoroughly protected by the adults around her. Like the adults failed her. The adults completely failed her, and it is sick. Even just if you go onto some of these accounts and if you were to see and scroll, you're gonna notice even the cover photos, how they're placed. It's done with a purpose. And my thing is I don't believe she's doing this by herself. I do not think that is her fault. I think, again, she's been groomed to do this, or somebody else is behind this saying, yep, put this here, it's gonna make you money. And I do think also that there's this very unsettling pressure with child influencers that think that they constantly have to keep up with this because they are living a lavish lifestyle. They live in $1 million home. They have nice cars they have to pay for. A teenager is not going to wanna stop or feel like they're allowed to stop because so many people are dependent on them. This is somebody with influence and more of an audience. And I think especially if a child is growing a platform, a parent should step in and censor shit a hell of a lot more than maybe your teenager living like in the middle of nowhere. Okay. But either way, I don't like it regardless. Here's another photo. 2022. Okay, now mind you, she was born in 2007. So it looks like she's 15 in this photo, and it says, "My Valentine is better than yours." Together with some guy kissing and everything, but I'm like, why is it that we're seeing this on such a large platform? I'm not a fan of that. Here's another one, posting up at 7-Eleven, slush and slurp. And she's, I think, 14 in this one. Here's another one, sneaky link. Really? It looks like she was 14 here too. Going back farther, here's another one. Photo dump when she's 14 again. Like, I'm telling y'all right now, if you have cousins, family members, friends, you know what normal 14-year-olds and teenagers post. It's either silly, but it's wholesome, okay? It's just them existing. This is so specifically posed. You can tell that someone is running this and was running this for years, making her do these things. How much did she have to do that she didn't want to? I know she can't fully consent to any of this because she was a child, but how much happened and how far did it go with the parents having no regulations, no additional monitoring to protect her? Here's another one. This was when she looks like 13. Risky is the caption. Tag 3 risk takers. Wow. And this is what I was scrolling through looking at with my mom, is I was just like, I can't believe this is life. Like, I can't believe this is the kind of shit that was posted for so long. And you just keep scrolling back and she just gets younger and younger, and there's just tons and tons of photos of her. Some of this stuff was so specifically posed. It was just, you can tell that this was so done with malicious intent, just in my opinion. And I am like, I'm sick. This is disgusting. I am so devastated because this poor girl, I do not believe, got to truly experience life and got to experience the joys of childhood, or even just the normal ways of fucking up as a kid. You are going to mess up as a kid. You're going to try things. You're going to experience. That's a part of life, yes. But the just waves of child influencers who are literally growing up too fast, who don't know any better, who have parents who are running this shit and telling them, oh, pose like this, do this, and they don't have a clue. They don't understand what they're doing. They're just doing it because their parents told them to. Some of them are getting pulled out of public school even and getting homeschooled so that way they can make more content. So they lack social skills and understanding, and quite frankly, a lot of them probably lack proper education. If you're an uneducated child growing into adult, you don't know who else to depend on. Therefore, you're going to more than likely, with already this grooming process, depend on people who don't actually care about you. I'm shocked. I'm finding more about this child influencer world, and why do we not have more laws? Why do we not have more laws? I know California finally made a law talking about there needs to be trusts made so that way they are actually paid for their efforts, but I still don't think that's enough. I don't think that's enough regulation at all, and I am just disgusted with it. So I will definitely be making a deep dive, going thoroughly through this content and everything about it, because I am devastated for Piper. I truly hope she's able to be free and get out. Maybe when she turns 18, she may speak up about this, and maybe she won't. And either way, I'm devastated because this poor girl has been exposed in a way that she should have never been, and all the adults around her failed her. So that was it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.